Okay, so I somehow erased the very first video that I did here. So this is kind of crazy. All right, so this is your homework that you would have done, I'm hoping, 4, 5, and 6. And again, if you use the shape and actually cut it out and made all of these moves, you probably had a much easier time getting to the answer than I have. So what I'm going to do is try to label some of these so we can figure out which way they go. So this is the original right here. All right, so I'm going to make that an O. And when I translate it 2 to the right, rotate it, and then reflect it, hopefully this is what we're going to end up with. I'm going to start with translating it 2 to the right. So this is square 1. Okay, and here's 1. So I've just scooched it over 2 to the right. Okay, then I have to rotate it 270 degrees clockwise around the origin. So what I did was to take this corner right here and pull it down to here, and take this top and pull it over here. And that's number 2. So that is a 90-degree turn. Then to turn it here is 180 degrees. And then to turn it again, so that's so 290, 180, 270, we're really going to end up over here somewhere before we flip it back across our X. So before we flip it back across the X. So we're going to move this, since we pulled this corner down here for that's number 2. So this corner goes here for number 3, all right? So we've got 90, 180, and now we're going to flip it again for 270. So I'm going to take this corner and I'm going to put it right here. All right. And that means I'm going to go out 1, 2. What did I do? Oh yeah, 1, 2, 3. All right. And then I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3. Over 1, 2, 3, and down 2, 3. This becomes 4, okay, because it's got to be 270, so it's going to take us a little bit. So this is 4, and then we got to reflect it across the x-axis. So here's the x-axis. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to reflect it down here. So my final, since this is 1 away from my 0 line, my final one is going to be in the same spot, but 1 away from my 0 line. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and back. So this is my final square. Okay, super confusing. We'll make it through this though. Okay, so let's take a look at number 5. All right, number 5 has us translating our units 4 to the left, and then reflecting it across the y-axis, and then rotating it 180 degrees. Okay, so we're going to start by going 4 to the left. You can see I've already done some like preliminary doodles on here so I can keep track of where I should be. So we're going to take this and we're going to count 4 to the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that means that this corner here is now going to be here, which means I'm just going to draw this corner 4 to the left as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now I have just scooted it completely over. And then it goes up like this. And then we have 1, 2. So then we're going to go 1, 2, and then back down. Okay. Oh. Well, that's helpful. Okay. Oh, it's up there somewhere. Okay, so now I'm going to reflect it across the y-axis. So here's our y. So it's going to look funky. We've done this once before, but if I reflect this across the y-axis, I'm actually going to have it be like this. This here is now going to be on this side, and it's going to go up, over 2, down, and this direction. Because I'm picking it up and I'm flipping it over, it kind of overlaps on itself, which is sort of a weird thing. And then I'm going to rotate it 180 degrees. And let me see, what's that going to look like? Well, hang on a second here. Let's see here. We're going to reflect it. We're going to rotate it. Okay, so here we are. We rotate it 90 degrees. It's going to swing down this way, and then we're going to rotate it again. Okay, so let's take our shape here. Here's our shape right here because we reflected it once, and we're going to swing it down. So it'll be 90 degrees. So I'm going to I'm going to go back here and look at this. So I turned this, okay. Okay, so I'm going to put this one up here, all right? So this goes like that. And I'm going to say this is now 1, 2, 3, 4 long, okay? This is my one line. Oh man, I just keep going right through this lead, don't I? And it does not want to leave me. Okay. There, go away. Okay. And then we're going to have, so it goes up like this. Well, this is going to be a little bit funky, but we're going to put it right here. We're going to go 2. And then we're going to connect from here to here. Okay, so that is our, okay, so here's our original. Okay. We moved it once. We've, geez, I'm not going to have any lead left by the time I'm done with this. This is reflecting it. So this is 2. Here is 3 as we rotate it 90. And then we're going to rotate it 180. So it's going to be upside down. So now this corner is going to be here. All right. Which means we're now going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. And we're going to go this way. 1, 2, and back there. Okay. Oh, wait. Whoa, 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 whoa. Right back there. Too many lines drawn. Okay. Wow. Okay, that's really corn fuzzling, but this should be number 4. So that should be step 4. Okay. Ugh. Yeah. Okay, so let's do this one last then. Reflect across the X. I can do that pretty easily. So if I'm going to reflect it, it's going to start here. All right. It's going to go down 2. Okay, that's going to be my 3rd. This one is going to be right here. So I'm going to draw my line like this. And then I'm going to connect it like this. A little bit big, but that's okay. Okay, so it is reflected across the X. Now I have to rotate it clockwise 90 degrees. So really all I'm going to do is I'm just going to flip it up. Okay, so I'm going to rotate it so that it is, it's going to go this direction. Okay, so this one's going to come up here. So I'm going to rotate it right around. Nah, I'm not. So it's going to be here. And it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3. That's not quite right. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, all the way up to here. This is 4. All right. So this will be our long side of the triangle. And then this will be, this side is only 2. So it's going to come out here. 1, 2. And then it's going to go right like that. Okay, so here's our original. Here's 1. Here's 2. And then we have to translate it 3 units to the right. So 1, 2, 3. And this one will be 1, 2, 3. And this one will be 1, 2, 3. All right, and that is our third and final one. Okay. All right, so that is the homework that you would have done. And now we're going to take a look at the next piece, which is the error analysis. Okay, so let's see if we could figure out what this would look like. They're asking us to transform the shape correctly. So we're going to translate our shape 4 units right, and then we're going to rotate it. Okay, so 4 units right would be, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 units right. Okay, and this one would be over 1, 2, 3, 4 units right. Okay, so then we're just going to build our rectangle from there. So the reason this looks so funky is because I'm actually watching my hand draw this. I'm looking at the computer screen and it's showing me what's being recorded on the other side. So I'm not actually looking at the paper, which means it's a little bit difficult for me to actually show, like draw my lines perfectly straight, because it's kind of an experiment. I've tried this multiple ways. This is the best way I've found so far. Okay, so we're going to rotate it 90 degrees clockwise. So, oh gosh, it looks like it's done right to me, because if it would be 90 degrees clockwise, it's going to come right down here. So I'm not sure that it is wrong. Yeah, interesting. I'm going to count that one as correct, because sometimes they do that. Okay. Okay, so this is asking us to reflect it across the y-axis. So here's our y, and right down here is our x. So we want to reflect it down here, and then we're going to translate, or I'm sorry, we're going to reflect it over here and translate it 4 units down. Okay, so if we reflect it, that means it's going to be over here. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So instead of being at -1, 1, we're at +1, 1. And -4, 1, we're going to be at +4, 1 right here. Okay. And then -4, 3 is going to put us at +4, 3, because we're reflecting it. So it's going to be a mirror image. And then we're going to have, this comes out 1, 2. So we're going to make this come out 1, 2, and then down. Okay, so it's not exactly 1, 2, is it? No, it's not. So let me erase this. It is actually more like 1.5, isn't it? If we look here, this is 1.5 or so. So I'm going to go 1 and just about there. And so we'll make it go like this instead. It's kind of a funky deal that they did to us, but okay. So you're trying to watch yourself do something. It's quite interesting. You should try to put yourself in my situation, see if you can write. Huh. Okay, so then 4 units down. So clearly this is not right. So let's go 4 units down. So 1, 2, 3. Wait a second. Did I start here? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this one's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, just like that. And then this will come 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll go right over there. And then this is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have that. Okay. So our shape is actually going to be here. All right. Let's try another one. Oof. Okay. So here they want us to tell them what happened. How did this get from 1 to 2? So we're going to describe a series of transformations that could have occurred between image 2 and pre-image 1, which means 1 is our original, and we want to know how it got here. So it says here that the shape was reflected across the y-axis and then rotated 90 degrees. So if this is our x and this is our y, then could it have been reflected across the y-axis? Sure. Rotated? Probably not. If it was rotated, it would look like this instead. So I'm going to say it was reflected across the y-axis and then shifted up. How many? So this would be up 1, 2, right? Yeah. So it's not rotated. So let's get rid of that. And then, but we can say, instead of shifted, we can say, and then up 2. Yeah, lovely. That does not look like the word 2, does it? Oh, I'm telling you. Not super easy. I'm going to lean over here a little bit, see if I can get my 2 to look better. All right, so up 2. There, that's better. Okay, so the shape was reflected across the x-axis. So remember, here's our x, here's our y. And rotated 270 degrees counterclockwise. Counterclockwise goes this way, right? Okay, so to get from 1 to 2, I would say, first of all, was it reflected across the x-axis? It could have been. Definitely could have been. But I don't know if it was reflected, it would be in this same shape, because if we turned it over, it would look just like that. So if we reflected it, it would have been way down here on the bottom. So it would have looked like this. So then how did it get here? It probably went up 1, 2. Okay, so we're going to say not that. And definitely not that. And we'll just say, and up 2, just like our other one. Okay? All right. Whew. We're done with that part. So we got that all done. I'm going to go ahead and start the next. No, I'm not. I'm going to leave that here. I'm going to go ahead and call that for this video, and then I will start the next video and you guys can work on that. I would suggest that you start it today, but let's put it in a different, put it in its own video so that you have a place to go back if you want, or if you're jumping in and you're looking just for how to do ordered pair transformations, that's what you'll see. All right, guys, see you later.